Now, what is it about confident leaders that makes them so successful? In today's video, I want to talk about 5 things that confident leaders do to be successful and give you tips on how you can learn to do the same things so you can be more successful and achieve your goals. And don't forget to stay to the end because I've got a bonus for you that's going to blow your mind. I'm Dr. Geneva, the vibrant life coach and leadership strategist, helping you transform your mindset into confidence and live vibrantly. Now, listen, while I've earned a degree in leadership from a great university, it's my real life experiences managing and leading $1 million organizations and businesses with hundreds of employees that's taught me more about confidence in your career, business, or organization. And so, whether in communities, in companies, or in classrooms, confident leaders shape and guide others while making decisions and keep things moving forward. Confident leaders have big ideas, get others excited, and give people hope. Now, if you're a confident leader, you just don't wake up one day and have this oozing, brimming confidence. It does take time, experience, and some practice to build those leadership skills. But self-confident leaders it's really important to have that kind of self-confidence because, self-confident leaders are optimistic about the future. They're prepared to take chances to achieve their goals, and they can be more productive. So it's really important to have this inner confidence as you're working in your career, your business, as you're running them organizations. So I want you to be aware of some of the habits and things to do required to become a successful and confident leader. And that's what I'm going to share today. So let's look at, I want to look at the 5 things that confident leaders do and also tell you what you can do to get there as well. So, first thing, take risk. Now, you knew that was going to be on the list, right? To take risk. Well, I do want to really get into that because leaders who think outside the box and aren't afraid to take chances really make a difference in how they guide and lead and shape folk and also the decisions they make and how they move forward. Confident leaders who think outside the box are also not afraid to go where no one has gone before. Now, if you a Star Trek Trekkie like me, you've heard that about, going into that outer space and going where no one's gone before. And I just, every time I think about that, every time, in fact, I watch a Star Trek episode, and yeah, I still watch them. Do you? They're fun. Okay, and I'm not talking about the new versions. I'm talking about the old school ones. I just wanted to also mention that because Nichelle Nichols, who played Lieutenant Uhuru and just was just phenomenal as a role model, was another confident leader on that ship because she would always support her captain and say, let's go. But anyway, confident leaders aren't afraid of taking chances and learning from their mistakes. And so, as a leader, you're going to be exposed to a lot of what I call anxiety making situations. You know, you got to make decisions, you got to make a pitch or a presentation, you've got to deal with a demanding customer, or you got to decide perhaps on some risky decisions for your organization or company. And so, you know, you're always going to be facing those kinds of situations where you have to take risk, right? Good morning to Chris and Sean. Thank you so much for joining. And yes, confident leaders do go where no one else goes. How you doing, Sean? Good to see you this morning too. Let me know what you think about this taking risk ones and how confident leaders will do that. And you know, I want you to, you know, to just think about this for a minute. We're not talking about just impulsively taking risk. No, leaders who are self-assured will take the time to do the research, get prepared, analyze stuff, and make a move. Okay, so it's not impulsive moving, but it is taking a risk and making sure that you're moving your organization forward, satisfying your customers, whatever it is, but you are taking the chances because, again, stepping outside of that comfort zone is what makes it different. Hi, Tanisha, how you doing? Yes, taking risk is a big part of growing. In fact, I would say, Tanisha, it's probably one of the only ways you can grow, you know, and that is to take those risks. So that's what confident leaders do. Now, here's some things that you can do. One, try something, and this will fall right in line with what Tanisha is saying. Try something outside of the scope of what you've already done. Okay. So, you know, it could be as simple as, deciding, well, I'm going to stand up and make a pitch in front of my colleagues or coworkers, you know, about something I believe in. Or maybe you're going to an important meeting and you know there's going to be someone there very influential, and you decide to step outside your comfort zone and go up and introduce yourself to him or her. You know, do something that, you know, intentional. This is about being intentional, that will step you outside of your comfort zone. And then once you've done it, and I know you're going to be successful in it, but you're going to have some measure of success in that. That again will feed the next time that you do it. And yes, as Sean says, oh, Sean left a coordinator job to move to another university to teach different classes. That's right. And congratulations to you. And Chris is starting a new career. Well, congratulations to you. I'm so happy about that. And another thing that I want to suggest to you as you take risk that you can do is to make sure you're taking care of yourself physically and emotionally. Now, Chris, I know with you starting a new career, and Sean, you've moved from one great job to another to teach, you know, some really different classes. In that process, I want you and others to make sure that as you're taking these risks, because you know these risks produce anxiety making situations, that you're taking care of yourself, both emotionally and physically, because that self-care, that, you know, you being in the best shape that you can be in terms of your mind and your emotions will help you meet them challenges and them risks. Okay. So keep that in mind. So those are some things that you can do when you taking risk. Again, remember, discomfort equals growth. All right. So stepping outside that comfort zone, taking those risks matters. Number two, what confident leaders do? They make lemonade. Oh, how'd you know we were going to be talking about some, perhaps your favorite drink? Now, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know the saying, make lemons out of lemonade. Or no, it's the other thing. It's make lemonade out of lemons. You know what I'm talking about. Make lemonade. That's what confident leaders do. And what that really means is that they've learned how to redirect negative energy. Okay. So listen, energy exists. You can make it negative or positive. And confident leaders have acquired this ability to get positive outcomes, great results from not so good or bad situations. And so um, they recognize that how you judge events controls how you feel. Okay. So, what your perspective is on it. Okay. And this whole idea of mastering emotional regulation, in other words, you can keep check on your feelings and how you feel. You know what they are, you know how you feel, and you can regulate that you can, in fact, channel your energy into positive outcomes. And that is something, in fact, that you can do. And you want to be able to create that positive situation. And a confident leader when someone says, well, you can't do that. And they say, oh, really? And they go right on ahead and try to do it. They have this attitude. They say, no, I can do that. And so what they're doing is, again, they're channeling that negative energy into great results. They're making lemonade out of them lemons. And so here's what you can do. Practice scenario thinking. Now, this is where you think about the various alternatives to a particular problem or situation. So it's not just an either or the only thing I can do is this. It always is, well, I can do this or that, or maybe I could try that too. So, in other words, play out the scenarios, the possibilities in your mind. And there's no problem with doing that, you know. Uh, th- Particularly if you're playing them out in your mind, there's no problem. So if it's no problem to do that, meaning when I say it's no problem, it's not like you're doing something right then. You're playing the scenarios out in your mind, and you're thinking about the pros and the cons. It's this positive, out the box kind of thinking that helps you develop a mindset. That's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to transform. We're trying to get to a mindset of confident thinking so that a confident leader thinks about the various scenarios and doesn't just look or think about the negative stuff, but really deals with, well, what if this happened? Or here are the possibilities. And once you begin to think about the possibilities, that's when you be making that lemonade. Okay. So I want you to practice scenario thinking. The other thing that I want to suggest that you can do in this making lemonade is to ask for help. Let's not think that we got all the answers. I know as long as I've been in the field and as old as I am, and I can say that because, I feel good, look good, and I'm doing good, all of that. But you've always got to be able in the mind frame to ask for help. So when you're got a situation that's funky, that's lemons, and you need to do something else, ask somebody. Ask somebody who you trust. Ask someone who you think gives good advice, and ask for help. So again, as you're practicing being a confident leader and you understand that confident leaders make lemonade, you can ask for help and do scenario planning. Okay. All right. The third thing I want to leave with you that clearly, through my years of working with leaders and being a leader myself and seeing and learning and growing, leaders take action. That's not anything surprising, right? But it really is a distinguishing feature of confident leaders. That is that they're action oriented. So it's not just that they do it, but their mindset is about solution. Let's find the answer. And let's find the answer. Many of them are, let's find the answer and let's go together to solve this problem. That's what I think is really a super confident leader who can really help others get to where they need to be. And confidence is action, I believe. So confident leaders have this can-do mentality that helps them develop and find solutions. And they don't really do a lot of second guessing of themselves, wisha, hopa, coulda, woulda, shoulda. They do make things happen and they do take effective action. And then, so when you believe in yourself, when you have this confidence, you in fact can do that and you can help generate confidence in others that they'll believe and see what you're doing and that what's make a difference. Yes, that's right, Tanisha. That's what I'm talking about. Find the answer, not just talk about the problem. So it's a mindset orientation. So it's more than saying leaders take action. What I'm saying is that confident leaders are action oriented. So again, that's a mindset that I'm talking about. So what can you do to become more action oriented? One of the things that you can do is to increase what I call your say do ratio. Now, the say do ratio is the number of times you say you'll do something versus the number of times you actually do it. So if that say do ratio, that is, I said it, I'm going to do it. And if that ratio is high, that, I say stuff and most of the times I be doing it, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to get to. And so if you can increase that ability to not only say things, but to follow it up with action and do things, that does a couple things for you. First of all, it helps a lot with your integrity as a leader, in your career, in an organization, in your business, because people trust you. People say, she said it and she's doing it. Okay. So it helps with integrity a lot. And it also helps boost confidence because if you say what you're going to do, and in fact, you do it and you practice doing things, you're going to get some success from that. And that, in fact, boosts your confidence. See, it all works because, if you do things that, where you make a difference, where you're successful and you feel good and others feel good and they tell you about doing it, it's all confidence boosting. So again, you get into that mindset of, I'm going to say it and I'm going to do it. And I'm a confident leader. Okay. So increase your say do ratio. The second thing I want you to understand in this take action, being action oriented, is that I want you to understand that there's taking action is it's really three simple steps. Okay, it really is. It's three simple steps. You want to figure out and get clarity on what it is you want. Okay. And then you want to assess what your current situation is. And you can flip flop those two. You can first think about what your current situation is and assess that, and then think about where it is you want to go. But you want to do this. Where am I now? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to be? What am I doing now? You want to do that. And then you do it. You put into a plan, you make a plan and you do it. You put together the 1, 2, 3 and what you're going to need, what you're going to help, what can help you, and you do it. 3 simple steps. Think about where you are now, get clarity on that. 2, assess your current situation. And 3, do it. Okay. And so these are these steps and you move it. And that's an action oriented game plan for you. Okay, three simple steps. And my favorite Zig Ziglar quote is the difference between who you are and what you want to be is what you do. Okay, so that's why this action oriented, what you do mindset and feature characteristic is an important one of a self-confident leader. Okay, let me know again what you're thinking about this and whether or not you feel that these, if this is helpful, this is value add to you in terms of these things that confident leaders do to be successful. And we want to be successful and achieve our goals. So being confident in wherever we are is important. The fourth thing that confident leaders do, and people who know me would have said, well, Dr. Geneva, why didn't you put this first on your list? They would have said, because they know me, that, this is one of my biggies. I believe in this. Confident leaders know themselves. Yeah. So, Harvard identifies uh, 6 fundamental leadership practices. And one of them is leading yourself. And that's about knowing and growing yourself as a leader before you can lead anyone else, really. But this whole concept of self-awareness, knowing who you are, it really is an inward skill that you can develop. It looks inside of you, and looking inside of you and being self-aware of you, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions is so key in wherever you are in terms of want to advance in your career, you want to be successful in your business, you want to be real good in your relationships, wherever it is. This whole thing about knowing yourself is a very essential a feature and aspect of living a happy, successful, vibrant life. Okay. And yes, and Sean, you're right. We also have to show up and be in the present moment. Yes, and showing up again goes back to that whole thing about knowing yourself, and self-awareness is also a part of self-care. Chris says, "Oh, that's a heavy one. I love that." Yes, because if you're aware of who you are and whose you are, you'll know how important it is to take care of yourself, what things emotionally, mentally, physically, psychologically mean to you, and the things that you need. And this whole folk who have a good sense of self-awareness understand their feelings, their motivation, and also the way they affect other people, the way they are and how they affect other people. So again, the self-awareness is so important. And it also, the more self-aware capacity you have, you can learn quickly and effectively when you encounter new situations and challenges, because you you know who you are. You have this ability to kind of figure yourself out, this emotional intelligence to figure yourself out. So when new situations pop up, you can handle them again like a confident leader, and you can bounce back more quickly from setbacks. And particularly those where you need to make some of those quick judgments. Okay, so what can you do to also um, gain this characteristic of confident leaders who know themselves? One of the things I say to you, journal. Yeah, journal. Write down, put it in, incorporate journaling in some kind of routine, so that you'll do it more often, whether you do it in the morning, as part of morning, or you do it as part of an evening routine. But try to put journaling in and develop it as a practice, because what you do when you journal is you get to know yourself better as you write, because you're expressing your thoughts, your feelings, you're being candid with yourself, and that's all you need to be, is you writing down, and just that whole process helps you, discover more about you. And yes, Chris, get a coach. Now, Chris, Chris, you and I, we together here on that. Yes, get a coach. That's right. Do a coach. And speaking of that, one of the first things that I do when I work with um, leaders, executives, entrepreneurs in my 5-step formula um, is to help them be aware of themselves. This self-awareness, I mean, I'm just a big advocate of that. And I have my clients do a personal SWOT. Now, probably everybody's knows what a business SWOT is, what you do in a business. Perhaps you've done it, where you analyze the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of a business. That's what the SWOT stands for, SWOT, in business. Well, I've developed and have my clients do what I call a personal SWOT. It's still that self inventory, but my SWOT stands for strengths, still those strengths. The W stands for work, because you do have to do this inner work to discover, what those limiting beliefs are that you have, so that you can heal. Opportunities, the O still stands for opportunities, because there's so many chances and things that you can do in life. And my T in my personal SWOT stands for thanks. So many times we as leaders don't really think about this aspect of gratitude as a powerful leadership strategy. Okay. Now, I think it's just good personally to be grateful. Okay. Don't get me wrong. But it also can help you grow and develop as a leader and be more confident. This whole aspect of thankfulness. So, my SWOT. Okay, that's what I teach. Okay, and then if any of you are interested, you can always let me know. Just, join me in my weekly Vibrantpreneur newsletter, or drop me a comment and let me know that you want to connect with me. But, that personal inventory of yourself, journaling, all these kinds of things can help you better know yourself. So Chris says she sent information. Please contact me. Oh, I will. I will. Thank you so much, Chris. And listen, it's so great. You can follow me on any social media platform at Dr. Geneva Speaks. Go on Facebook, DM me. You can tweet me, or you can join my community. Yes, Tanisha, you too. Join my community at Dr. Geneva Speaks. Love to have you there. In fact, if you go to at Dr. Geneva Speaks, my website, Dr. Geneva Speaks, I got a free gift there for you too. Okay, so go on over there and join me. Let me get to number 5. Confident leaders are master communicators. Okay, so yes, they have terrific communication skills, and they use their skills to convey visions, to inspire people, to negotiate their ways in and out of conflicts, and to listen. And so, but I want you to know that great communication skills, they don't happen overnight. You have to work and develop them, but you can. That's the point. You can build them and, develop some extraordinary communication skills that'll let you have you connect and work better with folk and do all those good things. And again, confident leaders know that most people aren't born with the best great communication skills in the world, but they know the importance of developing those skills. And that's the difference. It isn't that you're born with it, that you have to be. You can develop where you want to be. It's all possible. There's the how to's, the techniques, etc. You can do it. So, speaking of you can do it, what can you do to become more of a master communicator like the great confident leaders are? The first thing you do is be a better listener. Mhm. Yeah, active listening really makes a difference. That is, you're listening to people as they're talking to you, so that you can increase your communication skills by hearing what other people are saying to you, and then you feed back to them, so that you develop this extraordinary way to have this two-way communication with people, and that increases your ability to articulate, and because you're listening and you're feeding back what people are saying, and they know that you're listening, and they feel excited about talking to you. So it's a way of showing people that you're paying attention. So that's one way. Become a better listener. Another way is to ask for feedback. Ask people, well, how do you think I communicate? How do I talk? How do I write? What's my nonverbal communication like? That's all part of communication. Written, what you talk about, what you write, what you say, your body language, that's all part of it. And having, getting feedback on that is really good. Yes. Now, Sean says active listening is a skill we all need to work on, and see it lacking in many interviews on TV now. Yeah, where people aren't just really listening. They're so busy, Sean, wanting to talk and get their point of view across. I know. But let me tell you, if you become an active listener, people will notice it like that, and it really will position you as a more confident leader. So ask for feedback. There's no shame in the game, and asking your coworkers, other people, what they think, and give you some honest feedback on your communication skills. And another thing you can do is also ask other people for tips on how to improve your communication skills. Uh-huh. Yeah. So that you're getting that feedback and help, but you're also getting tips like, what can I do? What should I do? If you want to replay some of the lives that we've done, you can check them out on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, even on Twitter. I have several videos there that talk about how the communication skills that you need and how you can master some of them. But again, follow me for that, because that's a big subject. I think it's an important topic. This whole, it's related to confidence, very much so, but communication and how you, in fact, can, beat communication fears and become a great communicator. So, those are 5 tips. But wait, here's the bonus. Here's the bonus I want you to take before you go. I need you to take this with you. One of the things that confident leaders do is that they make time for things that matter. Okay? So then that means that a leader who is self-assured knows his or her priorities, and not only knows those priorities, but then makes time to focus their energy and their precious time, that peas, precious time on those priorities. So this is a very important aspect, again, that we don't really think about when we look at leadership and confidence, that this whole aspect of prioritizing and making time for the things that matter. And because you see, confident leaders, self-assured leaders do their best to avoid burnout. Okay. So I want you all to take this with you. This, sometimes we're often so very busy and working to achieve those goals, which is great. We want to be successful and we're grinding it, we're just grinding it. But self assured leaders understand that if they become burned out, if they become highly stressed and worried, that is going to affect their physical state as well as their mental and emotional state. And in the long run, because that burnout, it'll creep up on you. But in the long run, you're not going to have the energy that you need. And so, one of the things to avoid burnout is to be real clear about your priorities and what matters, and focusing your time and attention on that, and recognizing that, you as a confident leader, you human too. Okay. You human, you got to recharge your batteries with healthy, strong self-care, and nurture those important relationships. So you know, that's right, Chris. You won't be vibrant if you don't take care of yourself. Because, see, it's about being successful, yes, and it's about living vibrantly. And you can achieve your goals and live your best life at the same time. You can do both. Don't ever let nobody tell you you can't be or do both, because you can. All right. So, Eve, oh my goodness, looking beautiful. Uh, you're saying me looking beautiful. Oh, thank you. And you are recharging. I love it. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Eve, there you go. And see, that's the thing, Eve, that we can, in fact, we can do both, so we can look good, and we need to feel good, and we need to do good for ourselves and for others. And we can do all about that. And I think that's the secret to vibrant living. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say to you today. That's what I wanted to teach about. I wanted to show you the things that confident leaders do, and give you some tips about what you can do. I want to also leave you with that confidence is like a muscle. The more that you use it, the stronger it gets. So you can, in fact, build your capacity to be more confident. You can grow your interest in, leading in a self-assured way, in being able to enter a room with authenticity. You can have that. You can build it. You can grow it. And it's yours. It really is. And wherever you are, which, remember, wherever you are is a good place. I mean, sometimes we don't feel like it, we feel stressed out, we think of it, but listen, you good enough. Okay. And so what we talk about in these conversations is, if you desire to do better, if you want to improve, if you're interested in growth, hey, we can do that together. I can help you in that. I can teach, and we can help each other in that. But I want you to know, when you come forward, when you come to me, I'm going to start you with, you good enough. I am going to start you at that point, and we want to grow from there, because we all have unique and wonderful talents, and there ain't nobody else in the world like us. Okay. So thank you all for joining today. Again, I want you to join me. I've I'm going to start this community where we learn together how to grow, uh, live a vibrant life, and achieve those things that we want to in our business, in our careers as leaders. If you're interested in this membership community that I'm setting up, please let me know. You can either, you can tweet me, on Facebook, you can DM me on YouTube. If you're watching live right now, I know many of you are, drop a comment in, tell me you're interested, say, yes, I want to join. And I've got a wait list that is growing, and everyone is saying we need to do this, that we want to be more vibrant, we want to learn how to do that, and we want to share with each other the tips and techniques with that. And y'all have asked me to teach it, and I'm going to teach it. I'm gonna be there. Sean asked, is this for men too? Hey, why not? We all want to, in one way or another, we want to learn how to be vibrant. Tanisha says she's ready. Chris says, I'm interested. Okay, please let me know how I can connect with you. So you either have to, leave me your email address. You can go into LinkedIn and send me a private message. Okay, I'm trying to get this right. Okay, because I'm on these platforms. Send me a private message. If you're on LinkedIn, on YouTube, you can leave it on the comments, but please go on over to Facebook and DM me, or to Instagram, DM me. I'm at Dr. Geneva Speaks on all platforms. Hey, Elaine, how you doing this morning? Oh, so good to hear from you. Yes, that's right. Look good, feel good, and do good. That's my motto. But here's what, Elaine, there's another piece that goes to that I want to drop on you as I'm closing. I believe that you can look good, feel good, do good at any age. Okay? So whether you out there as a millennial and you're trying to figure out, try to find your way into adulting, if you're a Gen X or you're getting ready to get to that milestone, mid-century, 50-ish, in your late 40s, moving it, and you want to try to figure out them next steps. You ain't, you're not there, but you're getting there and you want to prepare for it. Or whether you've reached that 50 mark and you over 50 and you ain't done yet, okay? But you want to figure out what your next steps are. At any age, feel good, look good, do good. And you can be a confident leader. And so we've talked today about what confident leaders do. You can do it too. Love you all. See you next time. Thanks for joining.